record. Greetings and welcome to Die presents Flotsam and Jetsam, Season 1, Episode 19. I'm your host, not the DM. We've got Ahmed tonight for some time. He's still in Europe, so internet may be shaky.
Internet might be shaky, audio might be questionable. Don't worry, we'll figure out what he's trying to say.
I'm still here till the internet gives.
How
you doing? How you doing, Marty?
Oh, good.
Not too bad. Went out and did karaoke last night. Napped basically most of the day today, and I'm ready to play a game.
Cool. For us, it was run the dogs. That went relatively well, which is always a good thing. And then, I've been playing Greedfall. Greedfall is like an indie sort of colonial era, like colonial / piracy era RPG or a setting for an RPG. It was made like 5 years ago. So far, it's so better executed than it should be. I mean, it's. I just thought it was like a looter shooter kind of money grab because Greedfall is a terrible name. The name is terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with the actual game.
The game has nothing to do with that. It's about like trade unions and smuggling and piracy and interacting with a native culture. There's like
good mechanics.
The mechanics are fun. Yeah, like it's so my swashbuckler type nobleman with a pistol that does a bajillion damage. I got a rapier and a pistol that says F you when I push the button. I've got the F you when I push the button. I'm having a lot of fun with it. In comparison to finishing Callisto Protocol, and I've got a relatively thorough review between my initial thoughts on Callisto Protocol and my final thoughts on Callisto Protocol, and I don't know why they didn't spend $100,000 having a team of 5 work on it for 2 months and actually make the game good, because the game is actually not good. It's frustrating because it's got all of the things that should be good, and then you have a boss fight and you're like, this is the most boring thing. I did one of the boss fights literally while talking to Jessica, not even looking at the screen, because the button combination that you just hold the stick to the left or the right, and you wait, you dodge, and then you shoot, and then you dodge, and then you shoot, and then you dodge and you shoot. You have to. There's no timing on the inputs. There's dodge, shoot, dodge, shoot, dodge, shoot, dodge, shoot, dodge, shoot. Oh, he fell down. Hit melee attack, and then it does a cutscene for a melee attack sequence. It's just so poopy. So poopy. You spent $160 million. How did you do this?
Oh, I finished season 4 of Black Sails. Season 4 is one I hadn't seen. It gets very political at the end. It's a little bit less about just piracy and more about the survival of the pirate island, basically.
Well, anything that's like piracy, historically, it's always at like influxes or swings in power.
Yep.
So there's always been like, it's like piracy is a problem, and it's always during like these really tight little time frames. Like the Caribbean piracy era is like 15 years. It's like just teeny weeny little.
It's about 30 years when it was going on. End of the 1600s, early 1700s.
Yeah, it's like a extremely short period of time. And then if we talk about like the East Asian piracy, like sort of like around Vietnam area, that was also like little spurts of it interspersed through time. Spurts of piracy, big regime change, spurts of piracy, big regime change, spurts of piracy.
Yep. And then I'm in the middle of the, I don't know what the trilogy is called, but it's the Admiral Roaring Current movie. The Koreans fighting the Japanese and the 1650s.
This should be like the Watch a Super Weapon show.
Yeah, 1592 is where one of the battles happens. So late 16th century. So I didn't realize there were three movies. I owned the Admiral, and then I bought the third one, thinking that it was the sequel. I'm like, oh shit, there's a one I'm missing. So I waited for that one to come in. So I'm in the middle of the second one, which is Hansen Rising Dragon, and then Noryang Deadly Sea is up next. So it's all like Asians going nuts with cannons on boats, which is
pretty fun. That's
which
pretty,
is really fun
pretty
for the campaign that we're playing and that sort of thing.
I got to give him a peek. The other thing I watched on Netflix was the Axel Foley movie, so like Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Yeah, is that good?
It is like my expectations were don't annoy me. Don't destroy the characters and annoy me. Like just be nice to the movies from the 80s.
Right.
It was great. It was an 80s movie with a slightly modernized soundtrack. But it was still like practical effects. There's no CG. They drove the cars and did the things, and yeah, there's some CG gunshots and stuff, but like the movie is practical effects and comedy and timing, and yeah, there's a lot of we're getting old jokes. That's fine. It's a Beverly Hills Cop movie. It doesn't like Axel Foley wasn't a great father. It's like, do you think he was going to be a great father when he was running around taking the cops to the strip clubs and breaking the law all the time? Like, obviously he's not a good father, right? That's not a big thing. No, they did such a good job with that film. I was shocked. I was shocked how good it was. Now,
Eddie Murphy wants a payday, basically, is the way I saw that movie. It's like, oh, okay.
The thing is, it's like it is a Beverly Hills Cop movie that it's like they didn't take a break. It is just as silly. The bad guy is doing the same 80s bad guy stuff where it's like, you're the head villain and you've got like a whole little army of dudes beneath you. Why are you the guy on the motorcycle chasing Eddie Murphy and shooting at him saying, I'm going to kill you? And it's like, because it's 80s and this is what happens. They like drive the vehicle in front of like the wave of dudes with machine guns. It's how come they're not getting shot? It's like, because it's the 80s. This movie is still in the 80s. Guns didn't work yet in the 80s. The bad guys' guns don't shoot bullets. They shoot sparks. 80s. It's awesome. Why? Because they ran a dump truck through the mansion and had a shootout, because that's how all the Beverly Hills Cop movies end.
Ahmed, how's your vacation going?
It's good. Did a couple of things, went to the seaside a couple of times, and now I'm taking advantage of people taking care of my kids while I do nothing.
It's awesome. You look relaxed.
Sleeping. Like today, I took a 15-minute nap that lasted 3 hours.
Full sleep cycle? Good for you.
Oh, it's great.
It's more than he normally gets in a normal sleep cycle.
I'm like, hey, it's time for dinner. Like, hey, this is the life. Couple more days.
Well, when you have all the in-law babysitters, basically, and all the aunts and uncles.
Well, there's a bunch of family around here, so they. I offload.
You went to the seaside, so sharks, hippos, crocodiles.
Mediterranean. Oh yeah, no, it was good getting hit by like really high waves.
Kaboosh.
Yeah, like 1.5 meter high wave. About my height, a bit under.
a little bit under. Yeah.
It was funny. You know when that like a wave is gonna hit you, you give it your back, right?
Yep.
So I was bringing my son out, like, okay, buddy, you're gonna see the waves, and then the wave was coming, so I held him tight, and then I instinctively turned around, and he ended up facing the wave.
So you waterboarded your son with Mediterranean seawater.
Oh, it's wet. I looked at him like, hey, buddy, you okay? He's like, hey, you're good.
Fluids coming out of every minute.
His eyes were bloodshot. Like, what happened? I felt salt water, son.
That's salt water. See how Daddy isn't like that? That's because Daddy did a good job for Daddy.
Take care of myself. You're number 2.
Oh, that's funny. All right, let's go recap. Recap of last game. Betwixt the Cornrows. Sail of Ost pilots Grey Nose to the Bone Rack Isle. The promised crew survivors, led by Molgromere, make landfall at a beach. The party goes exploring and comes across an overgrown cornfield with more than scarecrows guarding its bounty. horrible swarms of mosquitoes and big ass ankhegs, we almost lost Banta. And I think where we left off is we're figuring out what we're gonna do. Some of us are still pretty injured and we're low on healing. Jin has got a lot of channel positives. He's back at camp though, so I think what we're gonna do is actually march back to camp. It's only a 10-minute walk.
Yeah, you are 1 mile away from camp, or you're like a little bit less than a mile. It's a 10-minute walk.
We'll take a jog. We'll jog back.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, at camp you have Grimsby, Shortstone, Gaetano, and Jin Shi guarding, as everyone else is. They're collecting coconuts and sort of sunning themselves on the beach. You make your way back after a very short period of time. You've been gone for 20 minutes.
Yep. The island is cursed. Black dog. Where's Jin?
The party. Everyone in the party currently has like big, swollen bug bite marks. Even if they have no damage, they've got there's gonna be some non-lethal itching.
Jin will come over. He just looks at the party. They've only been gone for a short while, and then we'll immediately go towards Banta.
Yeah.
How many of you were bitten by these insects? I think everyone puts their hand up.
Everybody puts their hand up.
Sunwoo doesn't, because I think he managed to get out of that fight without any damage.
He was able to use some mage armor to prevent the chomping.
All right, so Jin first is going to handle the damage. His channels, I think, are still 2d6. Oh, I'm looking at Lee. No, they're 3d6. 18. So one channel. Let's see.
Are we on?
We're on Bone Wreck. I'll just scroll up. One channel will heal Krimlir.
Okay.
Molgromere. And Karen.
Yep.
Just got rid of their damage. And then 18 on Banta. 2 minus 18. 24 damage. Wow.
Yeah, I'll fix that.
I'll tick off the channel. Okay, so you'll need another one, I guess. So he'll channel again to heal another 18 off of Banta.
Yeah. So it's 6 damage. I think I'm good.
You're fine with running around with 6?
Hey, put down a daisy.
Let me see. Molgromere has a Cure Light Wounds. He will use one of his Oracle spells to cure Banta.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is his second Oracle spell he's used today.
Thank you, Capitan.
Try not to die.
I continue.
Try not to die. Stick closer to the group next time. That's what it says.
Yeah. Lucky shots.
Now I will have to inspect all of you. You have been bitten by insects. Insects tend to carry filth. So Jin is going to start inspecting the people that said they got bit by fucking mosquitoes.
Okay. Give me a heal check. I just need one for the whole party.
Yep. Lee is going to act as nurse. This is his aide. So 3. Jin gets a 24.
Okay. Those mosquitoes must have been in something terrible. The people who are infected don't have malaria. The people who are infected have ghoul fever.
Ghoul fever?
Yep.
Oh no, I don't want to end up like fucking Grimsby.
¿Te gusta el anime, sí? ¿Cuánto quedó de stream? No es como que una vez.
Ahmed, you're not muted.
Like, is that a video? Ghoul fever. Oh no. Oh, I don't have a charisma for ghoul fever. Grimlier has ghoul fever. This is awful. Okay.
From what's wrong with being like Grimsby? You know.
No. So yeah, we basically like, what is the onset time for this? Like, is it every day or?
It's daily, and it wouldn't come into full effect until tomorrow at this time.
Okay, so what he'll do is he will patch up their wounds now to give them the bonus. It takes 10 minutes to do.
Yeah, so. Which you've already made your roll. You have +5s. The DC is really low, and you beat it by 10.
Okay.
So,
and how many saves do we need for Ghoul Fever? 1 or 2?
Ghoul Fever is a 2-save dance.
Okay. I'll just keep track of that at the top of their character sheet. 0 out of 2 saves, and we've got a +5 on first roll. Oh, can I still go out and have a look about? It was the assumption. I would caution against dying while this is in your system. I do not know what will happen.
You should try not to die all the time, says Karen.
Oh, thanks there, Skyman.
I said try. You don't always succeed. Sometimes in life, you don't win. It's one of the lessons of Cord.
You're so helpful sometimes. That gets very grumpy.
just looking out for my friend.
Suggestion, Captain. Why don't we get those big bugs were trying to grab us underground? My guess is that any of the people that used to live here are under that cornfield. Maybe we should get these lazy liabouts to start digging up the cornfield.
Question: did we kill the
all the bugs that attacked you killed, but you only sort of entered a part of the cornfields. At this point, anybody who's observant notices Gaetano is currently just making his way nonchalantly into and under one of the boats.
How difficult would it be for us to portage our entire camp, including our boats, to the cornfield?
Not overly.
Okay.
Give me 1 second to see how portageable. So a ship's boat can be portaged, and I think you have enough men to do it. But just let me double check here.
How big is our boat?
You have a raft, which is small, and a ship's boat, which give me a second. No, give me a second.
That would mean we'd have to either split our group again, or perhaps we bring everyone to the cornfield. Black Dog just shrugs.
Yeah, so the boat itself weighs 2,000 pounds.
Oh, fucking Jin could drag it by himself.
Yes.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll find some branches, and if we can't lift it outright with the food inside of it, what we're going to do is start ferrying our stuff towards the edge of the cornfield. We'll make
and moving through the sand with the boat is not overly difficult. Like it's a good terrain for it. Moving through the grass will be a little bit harder, but it's still decent. Actually, moving through the cornfield to the place where it suddenly becomes a giant pain.
Do we have Do we have somebody who can cast water continuously?
Several of us.
Okay, do that in front of the boat while it's being dragged on the sand. It makes it super easy.
It's awesome. Just a big fucking slick. Slip and slide.
It makes it super easy. Sand becomes harder when wet, so it's easier to...
Yeah, Jin can help out with that. Maybe we need Jin to come help look at the rest of the cornfield. I mean, well, negative energy probably is going to destroy the corn, just as bad as fire will. Okay, we'll go have a look at the cornfield. While you begin ferrying everything over. Yeah, okay. This cornfield better be worth it.
Corn's amazing. Do you know how many different types of alcohol you can make with corn?
Oh, good idea.
We're running low on rum, says Corinne.
Oh, we only have one barrel left.
We've only got one giant barrel of rum left.
After our booze holiday on one, and then we gave one away to the druid, leaving us with one rum barrel. All right, so this group, Jin is going to help, or basically lead the starting of the ferrying of stuff and goods from our beach to the wall of the cornfield.
Okay.
I'm going to go back down to the map, and I'm going to change camp to landing spot.
And I think we need 2 tokens. We need a small Jin token as well for basically marking where the Jin's camp is. Whether it's Jin. Jin seems to be taking charge, being a pretty decent enforcer.
Yep. All right, so we need a little token. Side is fine. And then where Molgromere is, we're going to... It'll take some time to pack up and that sort of thing. So the party will go back to the cornfields and basically scour it to make sure that there's no other threats before we make camp along this wall.
Ahmed, if you'd kindly give me a percentile roll.
I think being away from the sea a little bit might be a good thing.
49.
Okay, give me a D4 and a D6.
2 on the 4, 3 on the 6.
Okay. Please describe how you investigate the cornfield.
Okay, first we're going to do, as Ahmed had an idea of gaining some height just to have a look over the cornfield to make sure there's no other of those head traps.
Okay. Give me a perception check. And I think Ganzorig is leading your stealth. Just give a stealth check for Ganzorig for the party.
Okay, so Ganzorig's stealth. Jetsam, Wu leading the stealth.
Oh, sorry. So, okay.
27.
Okay, you're sneaking up on bugs. You're able to do this in a way where they aren't reacting in any sort of dramatic fashion.
Yep. And let me get the...
and I will unfog some more of the fog.
I did some 25.
Perception, Katano's not there. Jin's not there. The highest is 28 from Lee.
Okay. Ahmed, could you roll me a D3? 2. So, Lee, you do see a strong concentration of flies around the sort of this rear corner of the field.
Yep.
At this point, you can there's a thick concentration that actually looks like a weird cloud, like it's a haze at this distance. It's 1,500 feet away.
How many swarms do we think that is?
It's at least 1, and at most 4.
Okay. And then do we see any patches of disturbed earth? like where the ankhegs were. I'm sure they fucking trampled the corn when they came out of the.
Oh yeah, they certainly disturbed the corn.
Yeah.
Do you make your way further south?
Yeah, we're gonna go along the tree line there and just kind of scout the.
When getting a little bit closer, yeah, towards the south side of the fields, you do see a couple more heads. In the south side of the fields, as well as there's some signs of, now that you know what you're looking for, it's like previously it was like, well, these farmers were really lazy. Like everything looked like nice and neat and orderly, and there's regions where it's just all no longer straight lines.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you know, well, no, there's obviously this was still planted in an orderly fashion, and it's just been disturbed or twisted or pushed around by what you think would be ankhegs.
I wonder what would happen if we attacked the heads from really far away. They're bugs, right?
They're bugs. Yep. The mosquitoes were bugs, and the ankhegs were bug-like.
Yeah. Yep. We learned through Bane that they are not vermin.
They're not vermin. They're not bugs technically. They're just bugs in spirit.
If we had alchemy fire, we could stick one on a Sun Wu arrow, but we don't.
Can you point to the map where they are?
Oh, sorry. We're using verbal descriptions. We're down here, Ahmed.
Yeah.
Just describing in that spot, and then we're going to use this as our combat space.
So suggestion then. These things burrow, right?
We're not worried about the burrowing thing. Our heavy hitters just absolutely train wrecked the ankheg. Now you were by yourself and got critted, and then they were trying to drag you underground, and we had to spend all of our might and healing to like keep them from doing that.
Not kill me.
When you're unconscious, it's really easy to pull you underground.
Yeah. It's the fucking mosquito swarms that are just horrible, and somebody's been sticking them in ghoul heads. So fuck those people.
Why don't we do this? Let's say there's a patch here. I'm gonna draw something. This might work.
How many heads do we see? 2?
You see 2 heads.
Anyway, if we just like you know how you do like we clear a patch of the corn, and we can set fire to where they are in the center.
The corn patch has not been tended to in a long time. Like it's going to go up like kindling if we use fire.
No, but if you...
I know if we spend time clearing it, but that means getting close to the fucking angry insects. That's what I don't want. I mean, Ganzorig's already got fucking ghoul fever. You can't get more.
You can't get more ghoul fever. Karen got advanced filth fever, right? At one point, you could get worse ghoul fever, but you know,
unless it works like a poison, it's just you've got so much of the disease.
You are now more ghoul than you are human.
Right. I think from an extreme range, we could use Grok's bow, which is 110 feet, and the max range for an arrow is what? 10 range increments?
10 range increments, yeah.
Which would be minus 18 to hit.
Minus 18 to hit, yeah.
And we true strike ourselves to get rid of that penalty. We might be able to fucking disturb the swarms, and maybe they dissipate after a while.
We can get height if we build like ladder and support it for the archers. Basically, give them 4 meters up. Shooting down would be a lot easier.
Well, yeah, we're on this ridge, so
even like moving in closer.
Well, they're just little bugs. Ganzorig, why don't you just get a KD to blow them away?
Oh. Do I have that spell?
If you can create wind, the Banta
I can create wind, but it's not that much.
The right logger will create more wind.
He's better at creating wind than I am. My farts are pretty loud.
That's the 8 charisma. It's farting jokes.
Yeah, I think from extreme range, Katie, guide my arrow.
Okay.
We're going to use one. How do we do this quickly? Well, rapid shot. Okay, so we're going to use our second last round of Bane for the day.
Okay.
To make the bow Vermin Bane.
Okay.
Standard action, cast a True Strike.
Okay. At what distance are you doing this? Because currently you're about 700 feet from them. You could be further away or closer. It's up to you.
Yeah, 700 sounds good.
Okay.
Sun Wu, does he prepare a True Strike? Will ready to feed a True Strike to Ganzorig for his second attack.
Okay.
All right, so 700 feet is a minus...
minus 12.
Minus 110 is... divided by 13. Is 6 range increments, but you don't take a penalty in the first range increment. Oh, no, sorry, it's in the 7th. Yeah, you're right, minus 12. Math.
I played Archer full time on my other campaign.
Yeah. And we're slightly elevated, so do we get +1 from above?
Sure, +1 from above.
Okay.
And you're attacking a object. It would be technically a tiny object, but it is an object.
All right, +20 from True Strike, minus 12 from range.
Okay.
AC 40.
You hit AC 9.
Okay, so there is a arrow that
Okay.
does 2d6 plus 6 damage. Oh no, sorry, 1d8 plus 6 damage. We got the wrong bow out.
Okay.
11 damage plus it's got Vermin Bane on it.
Okay. I like in this space. I'm just going to be putting out some stuff. There is a 700-foot gap between the two of you. Just
Yep.
As general. This head is destroyed. How much Vermin Bane damage was done?
The Vermin Bane damage was 7.
7. Okay. 7 damage is like you can see this puff. Like the head explodes into this big puff, but the puff itself expands but doesn't contract again. And it's madly buzzing around.
Oh, I don't think it sees us. All right, we're gonna spend our last round of Bane for the day, just because.
Hey, did you said you were rapid shotting? That was the first arrow. What is the
No,
next arrow?
I changed my mind on the rapid shot. There's no way for us to actually do the True Strike on both hits. So I'll just he'll spend 2 spells and 2 rounds of Bane to kind of brute force this.
Yeah. Right, and the perception of the mosquitoes actually really perceptive. 26.
Mine's range.
Range penalty. Minus 70 for range penalty.
Right, we could be standing there waving at them, and they're not. They wouldn't do anything.
And they're
All
fucking
right.
mosquitoes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Guide my arrow. It sparks up with the Bane energy and Ganzorig with a little squawk from Krimlir when he mentions the word Akadi, and he will fire his second arrow. This will be 1d20 plus 14 plus 20 minus 12. AC 38.
Against the swarm or against the other head?
Against the other head.
Okay, roll damage.
Okay. Oops. Against the head is 10 damage.
That is the damage you need. You destroy the head.
And 13 damage against insects.
Okay. Indeed, it does actually. A swarm of angry bugs comes out, and they're buzzing around, and you can see them kind of doing weird circular patterns as there's now bugs zipping through the field. You don't see any ankhegs.
Okay, now I think we just gotta wait for these bugs to calm down. If they're not gonna go back to the heads, then maybe they just disperse. Okay, you could try farting now. See if that works.
Katie's win. Okay, how long do you spend watching the insects?
We'll go minute by minute, I guess.
Okay, the first minute, the insects are still buzzing around looking for something. At the end of minute 1.
Okay. We'll wait another minute.
Okay, they're going to make checks. The first swarm is still there after minute 2. The second swarm seems to have dispersed. As in, it's not combative anymore. There's just a bunch of mosquitoes out doing mosquito things.
Right, there. Okay. So you still might get bit by mosquitoes, but you're not gonna.
You still might get bit by a mosquito, and the mosquito may or may not still have a disease, but you're not going to be taking 2d6 plus 1d6 bleed plus disease fort save plus distraction.
You're not wearing them like a gown.
Correct.
Okay. It seems to be working. There's still be a lot of bugs in there, but they're all going to go find new homes now.
So Wu, can you make the thing that makes the bugs not like us?
Oh, it takes about an hour to brew something like that. I only have a tiny bit of alchemical components left.
If you want, you can make it and send it on one of us to check.
Yeah, I can make some repellent. It'll take me an hour. I'm gonna go back to the wall then. Somebody want to come with me?
Are they still buzzing around near the wall, or is this?
They're still buzzing around. You've done about a minute of talking.
Yep.
That swarm after a minute. It's still incorporated. They're still buzzing around, being homies.
Yep.
We should just wait. Then I'll make some stuff. When we make camp, we're probably gonna have to set some big fires. Molgromere.
Okay. Well, while Sun Wu is making excuses about why he's not going to make the insect repellent, this swarm seems to lose steam. It ends up being like 2 clumps, and the 2 clumps becomes 4 clumps, and then 4 clumps where the clumps just sort of stops. And over the next 5 minutes, the concentrations of bugs has disappeared.
Oh, that seemed to work. Still don't want to go down into that corn, but okay.
So who's going to cast Mage Armor?
It looks safe for now, yes.
What was that?
It looks safe for now.
All right. Do we see any patches where ankhegs may have?
There's certainly places where the corn isn't as orderly or grouped as one would expect.
All right. I think we're going to start where we know where the ankhegs were. So we're going to now that we don't see any more of the ghoul heads and don't see any obvious traps, we're going to march back to the camp, to the new camp, basically.
Okay. The people who are marching their camp while the party was over here pissing around, camp was being taken down. We're just going to do one of this. I'm going to take these guys. I'm going to move over here. I'm going to take these guys who are currently getting their boat set up. Ahmed, could you roll a D? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A D7. 5. All right. The party was collecting up the boats, taking down camp. Some of the men, particularly these were Potts men, were collecting coconuts. One of them blurts out, "This coconut bit me." There's a short "oh shit," as you got some of the men who are further away. A couple of the men off got the coconuts. It was
Potsman.
One of them is holding up a crab. It's just about yay big. When there's a scream as a much more significantly sized threat emerges from the pile of coconuts and from the sands.
So we had the right. So mosquito ghoul corn patch or death crab beach.
Death crab beach.
The size of that thing, Walker. Oh God.
All right.
Coconut crab.
It does get the surprise on your men.
Oh, look at the size. It's weird looking.
Yeah, coconut crab.
The crab squirtles its way out of the ground and is snipping up one of your men, or attempting to snip up one of
Give it
your
a
men.
roll initiative sheet.
You can get the initiative sheet going. Yeah,
Giant crab has initiative what?
+0.
Okay.
I am ambush crab.
All right. We'll get some random numbers going. Sort, and then we'll remove all the people that aren't here. Ankhegs are not here. Mosquito swarms are not here. Black dog's not here.
Fuck you, mosquito swarms.
Look at that. Jean is following in Molgromere's tradition. All right, it's the Promise Crew, Gaetano, Grimsby. Oh, Sunwoo's not here. The Giant Crab, and then Jin.
All right, which is useful. So the giant crab is getting a surprise. So the giant crab is going to unearth itself and then snip the nearest man, who apparently is Cutler.
Yeah, Mark gave them all names. I put all the names on the tokens.
Which is very useful. It makes it harder to kill them, because I'll feel bad.
There's Momo, Cutler, and Lucky Len.
It's not like, well, they call him Lucky. He's missing a finger, but you know. All right.
Snip, snip.
Snip, snip. They don't have improved critical on their snippers. Minimum damage, 8 damage to Cutler. He is wounded. In fact, I'm going to use we're going to use a bar on him, health bar. As part of there's a snip. He's like, it's got me. It's grabbed him by the lower leg. And then it's going to grab him. So he's got a +3 strength and a +3 dex, and a +3 bab, which gives him a 19. 19 max for us to be considering. So he got grabbed. He's also flat-footed, so there's that. Although at some point we should figure out if your crews are more fighters or rogues. We should make that decision at some point. Right now I'm just treating them as warriors. And then the squishing happens.
Oh no.
He gets constricted for 12. Oh, Cutler's having a bad time. He needs to be saved because he cannot take that again. Oh, he's now currently upside down. He's upside down while this crab is still only like partially uncovered itself from the sands. This thing is massive, and a bunch of like a good 25% of the coconuts that the men have been picking up are now scuttling around as like they're actually crabs, hiding as coconuts.
bastards.
All right. Next on the initiative list, it is the Promise Crew. All right. Ahmed, you're running the Promise Crew. What are the crew doing? You got a bunch of men who are currently like loading boats. The Promise Crew also includes Shortstone. Shortstone, who was pretending to be a sorcerer, but was actually a rogue bard. You're muted.
There we go. How far away are they from the crabs?
Basically, as per the map. So the crew are 20 feet to 50 feet, depending on where they are.
Right. Well, son of a bitch. I think what they're going to be doing is, so what they would have done is they would have pulled out oars and, like tied them together and put stuff on and just pull the oars along so that the boat is lighter.
Okay.
Don't know how far along they are in that because
They're in the process of getting the boat ready to move. They're still
So-
policing up camp.
grab the oars and try to beat this crab off.
All right, the men are moving to fight the crab. All right, Momo and Lucky Len are using the coconuts they've been collecting as bludgeoning weapons against the big crab. Mad Marlowe is Buster. Buster's making all due haste to go help. He's actually able to get an attack this round. The other pirates are where Pierre's close. Oh, Pierre's pretty useful. Pierre is going to be moving, drawing his pistol and shooting the crab. Unless they're under orders to be quiet. I don't know if there are quiet orders. Like from Jin's point of view.
No, they were just packing things up.
Okay, and then the rest of the pirates are forming up to be like, oh, we are under attack, and they're forming up. Okay. Buster, Momo, and Lucky Len are all making attacks. They attack at +5. Ahmed, if you could just roll 3d20 +5 for me.
You get it. Oh, crap.
Okay, so roll that natural 1.
Yep. Oh, crap.
All right, so you do hit the crab with the first attack. So the crab is being bashed in the head with a coconut. The coconut is doing D4 +3 damage.
7.
So significant damage from a coconut. There's a split across the big claw as Momo is bashing at the claw, trying to save his friend Cutler. All right, now critical miss. So this is with a melee weapon. Okay, give me a fortitude save. It's 1d20 +3. Okay, even if it was +4 or 5, he still fails. All right. Okay, so on the way, Buster ate shit and is blind. As he's got sand in his eyes, he's complaining about sand in his eyes.
fucking tripped and fucking face planted.
I'm blind.
All right, he got every single state known to man. As I tried to, it's always the last state you pick. All right, so he falls down in the sand. He's got sand packed in his eyes. His eyes are bleeding currently. All right, then we've got Pierre. Pierre has a range attack of plus. So he is a rogue. His range attack is +5, +6 with point blank. Ahmed is gone. I will roll. +6. Bang! Definitely hits the touch AC. Doing 1d8 plus 4 damage. All right. 11 damage to the crab. The crab is not bloodied in the slightest. The crab is just earning its earning its monthly meal. Gitano. I guarantee wherever Gitano was in the prone position. He was somewhere hiding from work.
Yeah, he was hiding. They put stuff on the raft, which was being dragged behind the launch, and he was hiding in there. Oh, you want me to help? Ain't no way. No. Oh. Got to put damn crab in the stew pot, man.
Said you're looking for my cabin. My cabin boy. Tornado, man. He's slowly becoming Boomhauer.
Yeah.
Man.
I think he's gonna stand from prone. He's got a lot of beef between him and the crab. I don't know. Don't worry, I'll save you all. Suck on this. He's gonna magic missile the crab.
Okay.
With 2d4 plus 2 damage. 4 damage.
Okay. The crab has taken 15 damage. All right. Next is Grimsby. Well, shit.
I made some better barrel tokens.
Oh, my barrel. We got it decorated.
Yeah, it's like a big rum barrel, like Rum Guild or whatever, right?
Yep.
This is the ghoul barrel. So Jin's tail slaps the barrel that Grimsby's in.
Yep. Well, don't worry, I was napping. It's an obvious lie.
Yep.
What does he have? Maybe he's got some stuff that might be able to. Give me a second. He's got a bunch of spells. This is like the first opportunity. It's alive. Let me see what spells I can use that can affect live things.
Yeah, he's got some neat necromancy spells, I think.
Yes.
Bone Shaker? I don't know if it has bones. It has to have a skeleton.
It's got an exoskeleton, but I don't think in D&D land that counts as a skeleton. But I think ear-piercing scream might affect it. Does sonic damage and is dazed for the target is dazed for 1 round. So it's save versus daze. And dazed creatures don't eat. Which is helpful for the dude who's currently being cracked open like a squishy coconut. So he needs to be so he's in the barrel. He is too far.
So that would be 40 feet. He needs to be 40 feet away.
Yeah, so he has to get closer. That he can do, even hopping out of the barrel. So he's going to squeal at the crab. Which we'll see how well this goes. Because the giant crab says these are fortitude save.
3d6 damage.
The crab makes a fortitude save. And 1 per 2. Successful save negates the daze and halves the damage. So it's 3d6 divided by 2.
Yep.
5 damage. It's still moving. It's still moving. All right. The where are you? I've got too many freaking tokens open right now. I'll close the giant mosquito thing for now. And there we are. Okay, so the being in my claws didn't try to not be in my claws.
Oh no, we're losing a dude.
So
no.
it's going to grapple to move him. So it's going to do a grapple check with a +4 on top. So it just needs to not roll a 1. It doesn't roll a 1. It does 9 damage with the constrict. Not Momo. Cutler is now incapacitated and is part of the crab. So they're no longer grappling. And the crab is going to basically start wandering away with its food. So the crab... So it gets 3 move actions because it gets a move action as part of that grapple check. This will provoke AOs from people who are currently threatening it. And its speed is not that great. One second. I'm just going to create a big old space. And you are a good distance. You're about 400 feet from the sea. The crab is currently going to the sea. So
bastard.
Master crab
Drown his prey. He likes water when eating.
All right, so here we go, and I'm going to just unfog. If if the crab gets to the sea, he's the crab is scuttling away with its meal. Both Momo and Lucky Len both can make attack rolls.
+5s.
At +5s, yep.
Fuck, we gotta catch this thing now. Fucking scuttling away, you bastard! Oh, it's good to get Jins quick.
Crit.
Miss.
No, it's not a confirm, so it's a miss. Great. Coconut was what? With D4 +3?
It was D4 +3. Yeah, you did hit it with it. You did blast it once with coconut. So far, most of the damage the crab has been through beating it with coconuts. 5. Okay.
Yep.
The crab is running away with Cutler. A miss. There's a critical miss there. Okay. Fortitude save, I believe. So just a D20 plus 3. Okay, yeah, he bashes his head. He's going, fuck! As he's Lucky Len has crushed the 2 remaining fingers on his one hand between the crab and himself, but it doesn't actually cause any damage. All right, this crab is scuttling away with its meal. We've got Jinshu.
All right, so Jin's movement is 50 on land. 40 base plus 10 fast movement from Monk. So we're gonna move.
Fuck you, crab boy.
And move. Sidewinding through the
sands.
And we're still not close enough yet, so we're going to.
All right, up next one.
We still have to draw our weapon.
You have a tail?
He can bite and grab. Like, he could enter a grapple with this thing. So I think we're going to get all the way up to it. How far does it threaten?
Do you have knowledge nature as a skill?
No.
No? Then crabs can threaten at 5 or 10, depending on the type of crab it is.
Nice. All right, we will.
Which you're allowed to say fuck you to. I totally accept the. Thank you for nothing, jackass. I totally accept it.
think we want to catch up, but if it stops to attack me, then I think that's actually a good thing. So we go right up to it.
Okay. All right. The next on the initiative is the crew. Ahmed, what are
He
the?
did an AOO.
As you went in,
Yeah.
it does have 2 claws, and it hasn't taken a reaction yet. So it's gonna snip the big thing who's trying to steal his food. It's my food.
So it had 10-foot reach. Is what
Yep.
we're learning? Okay.
Yeah, it is snipping at you. It doesn't like you. It thinks you're bad and you're trying to steal his meal. It's his well-deserved meal. AC 23.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's my AC.
All right. It's 9 damage from the snip.
Okay. We're not going to take a reaction to reduce that.
Okay. Your bigger food. I'm going to roll a D2. On a 1, it's a greedy crab who's going to try to go after the bigger prey. On a 2, it is happy to have taught you a lesson and continue on its merry way with its well-earned meal. It is a greedy crab.
Come join the grapple. See how well this works.
So it's going to attempt to grapple you.
Okay.
33 on the grapple check.
My CMD is 34. So no.
Okay, it is not able to successfully grapple you. It was close.
Managed to grab the claw and twist and yank and.
It's got 2 of these big claws. The other claw is still holding on to Cutler, although it doesn't seem it might face you in Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
All right, Jin Shi out there being heroic. The Promised Crew.
They're gonna grab the oars and charge in after it.
Okay, so they're moving forward.
Can they get to the opposite sides so they give a flank?
No, that's triple move from them. The crab went real quick. That's them just catching up to the fight. And Buster, who's give me a D4, Ahmed, for Buster.
Yeah, boss. 2.
Okay. Buster is trying to catch up to the fight. He's kind of wandering along with the sound, trying to wipe the shit out of his eyes. He is no longer
coming, guys.
too much steak being removed.
Buster's on the way.
He's moving towards the sounds of the battle.
Oh man, the fight has gone out over there. Why don't you have to fight over here? Gotta walk all the way over there.
Buster's on the way, you bastard.
Go to this shit. Okay. Katano.
Is Shortstone gonna sing?
Shortstone will sing this round.
Okay, cool.
Fuck. Like very, very choir boy sounds coming out of Shortstone.
I don't know that tune, but I don't mind it. It doesn't sound too bad.
Shut up.
Hi, I pay Katana a compliment. It's not like he can make a request. You don't know the songs that Katana likes.
Shut up! I'm a sorcerer. Grimsby is going to do a run action.
Hey, look at that little go. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if anybody's yelling at him. Don't bite the crab. We want to eat it. All right, giant crab.
Fucking goes already. Stupid thing.
All right. So it's not very smart. It still has food. It tried to grab you, and it didn't work. I'm going to roll a D2 again. On a 1, it's going to continue to go to the sea with its current meal. On a 2, it's going to fight Jin, because Jin is a jackass. On a 3, it's going to grab somebody else.
And
also go. They'd have two claws worth of food. All right, it's Mumbles or Momo. One is Momo, 2 is Mumbles. It's Momo. It is a bad time for Potsman. All right.
They're the ones with all the they were interacting with the babies or something.
They were the ones who were exactly. AC 16 hits a guy in studded leather armor.
Yep.
Oh god. 13 damage. Where's the bar? Oh no. Okay, it attempts to grapple him. It succeeds in grappling him. There's a constrict happening. Oh, minimum damage. Okay, Momo is still putting up a fight. Where's my bar?
The voting power of Pot's crew is diminishing.
The crab is then going to use a standard action to make a complex action to make a grapple check to move.
Oh, it's got grab on its claws. Okay.
Yes, it does.
Bastard.
This is at a penalty, so it's only at a +10. It succeeds. The constrict knocks out Momo. Momo is very much unconscious. The crab is no longer grappled. And an AOO is being provoked as it's tootling off with. It's now got 2 claws worth of food stuffs. It is happy crab.
Okay, Jin is going to try to bite the crab.
Okay.
We're going to stunning fist on the bite.
Stunning headbutt fight. You're able to stunning fist through your bite attack?
I'm not sure. Probably not.
I think you're supposed to punch. There's feats for that, I think.
There's feats to do the natural? Okay, all right.
Normally.
All right, we'll just bite then.
Okay.
Mumbles? Does Mumbles do an oar strike?
AC 18.
AC 18 hits the crab.
Okay. It takes 12 damage, and we'll start a grapple.
Okay, it doesn't want to be grappled.
With our grab ability. Oh, 13 damage with the Bard Song.
13 damage with the Bard Song. Cool.
Yep. And the grapple with Bard Song running. 33 CMD.
Okay, you've grabbed the crab.
Okay, yeah, we're not letting it get away.
Okay.
No AOO.
There's an AOO. Mumbles gets an AOO.
Yeah, he actually did move out to here and then
pulled back. So 1d20 plus 5 for Mumbles.
Yep.
Coconut. D4 plus 3. The most effective damage is coconut. 5. Okay, the crab is bloodied.
Now we know.
Now I can make a grapple check to do damage, right? Like as a standard action.
You can use a standard action for a complex action for a grapple check,
which will be at a iterative penalty.
Yep. And if you have constrict, you'd be applying constrict here and on the next check. I don't know if you have constrict.
Yeah, I do have constrict. So I guess
this causes constrict.
The first grabbing it causes constrict, right?
Yep. Every successful grapple check causes constrict.
Let me add the constrict.
How the crab was doing this was through the constrict ability.
Okay. So the constrict for grabbing it does 18.
Oh god.
Max damage. So there's cracking sounds as tails looping around with its claws. It's like
you looped around its entire torso, but between the legs, so like it's not sliding off.
Yep.
And there's this cracking sound in its back.
And now we're just doing a standard action to grapple for damage.
Okay.
So our grapple is plus 22. Do I get a bonus for it not breaking the grapple, or is that next round?
No, that's you only get that on the to
Plus
maintain.
1 for Bard Song, minus 5 for iterative penalty.
Yep.
So 35 to grapple for
Okay.
damage.
Give me your unarmed strike damage plus your grapple damage,
Yep.
plus your constrict damage,
Yep.
or it's your natural attack damage or whatever. It's your unarmed strike or your bite, whichever is greater.
Yeah, my unarmed strike is really high. So plus Bard Song. So this is the unarmed strike damage, and then the constrict damage on top of it. 35 damage total.
Okay. The crab is unconscious. The crab is twitching, falls to the ground. It's not dead, but it is very close to it. Actually, sorry, yeah, it is very close to it, so it is incapacitated. Ahmed, give me it has ended. Are you helping Cutler and Momo from dying?
Yeah.
Okay. Cutler and Momo both survive this.
Okay, so Jin immediately when he gets a turn again is going to, order to kill the crab, like for everyone to go kill the crab.
Okay, Ahmed, give me 3 d20 rolls. We're worried about ones. Okay, they're able to kill the crab without like making accidents happen.
Themselves.
They get to go first. Right?
And Jin will use another channel to cure everyone of 18 damage.
Okay.
Which probably puts the other guys into at least mobile.
Oh yeah, 18 gets them both into here. Let's clear their states. So Momo was actually closer to death than Cutler was, just because of the way the dice worked. So Momo is basically like this, and Cutler is up.
What was the reaction of the crew? Did they cheer when?
Oh yeah, they're like
and holler.
The weird snake man is awesome. Save them. Like there's currently like a brummy pubbling happening. That crab is getting the shit kicked out of it. Like it's being kicked and whacked, and
I think I know what we're having for dinner tonight. Is what Jin says, and then he just goes back to the boats.
Pierre is now starting to berate the men for like don't spoil the dinner, like stop feeding the crab. And Pierre is organizing the carrying of the crab back to camp.
Jin just gives a nod to Grimsby. He pauses for a moment at Buster, but sees that Buster will just dump a bunch of water on Buster's head.
Yep.
I think he's a great water guy. Shaman, yep. It's one of his orisons. So he just dumps water on.
He's got some sand packed into his eyes, and you're able to wash it out, and he's fine.
How did you do it? It looks like we're going to have a crab in the crab pot for tonight. Yep. Jin just gives a nod to Katano and to Shortstone and just goes about fixing ropes and back to business.
Boo.
I don't like that. Get back in your goo barrel. Go get back in your goo barrel.
Yeah, Katano, knowing that he's got like only one spell out of his entire repertoire that even affects Grimsby now.
I think it's Magic Missile, and I looked at his sheet. He's got a second level spell called Flurry of Snowballs, which might also screw up.
Flurry of Snowballs. Okay, so yeah, you're able to basically rig up some dragging of the large crab. You're able to collect up some of the other coconut crabs. You do have a significant amount of fresh meat, like protein source.
Yep.
Yes, you've got a couple 100 pounds of fresh quality protein.
But it'd be good to eat something else aside from that goddamn big ass celery thing that we were floating on.
All right. The aside from coconuts and crab meat, there's nothing else that was found in this location.
Okay, yeah,
It seems to be like washed away by the sea.
we're packing up. And the other group was
At this point, the other group is going back to meet Jinsher's party. As they're driving, Jinsher's party was like a minute late, not even enough that you'd recognize.
Yeah, we basically wait for Jin's group to arrive at the wall.
Okay.
Immediately, out of fear of bugs, we're going to create some big bonfires for tonight.
Okay.
Or just start to get those ready.
Okay. There are trees along this tree line where you can collect up some like dead or dry wood, as well as there's a bunch of excess vegetation within C7.
Yep. We'll use I think Ganzorig will give the commands for this using survival. What we want are less light fires and more smoky fire.
Okay. So wet vegetation is what is the order of the day.
Yeah, he gets a 21 on his survival.
Okay. All right. You have
The corn stalk should provide a lot of smoke.
Yeah.
You've done two things. One of the things is you have increased the chance of being bitten by a diseased mosquito in the region. You've also decreased the likelihood that you will be bitten by a diseased mosquito in the region. Okay, so while you have these fires running, basically your camp is safe.
Okay.
From the mosquitoes.
Nice. Yeah, we're going to start the fires basically now. There's no point in not having them, although this will announce to people that we're here, but there's a giant group of us. If anyone's on that hill looking down at us...
You've also shot guns at this point.
Yeah, we've shot guns and did barn songs and, had a fucking hootin', hollering fight against the ankhegs. Like, all this stuff isn't quiet.
Yep.
I think at this point in time, the heroes, once we get, it's handy having hands so that they can start the fires. We're going to start scouring at least this top portion of the,
okay.
Black Dog's convinced that there is stuff underneath the ground because that's where Banta was trying to be dragged. So we're going to start digging up some of the spots where the ankhegs were burrowing to try to see if there's something underneath.
Okay. Can you put it's the heroes who are doing the digging, or
it's the heroes that are doing the digging.
Put them into this square for me.
We're also going to. Oh, whoops, sorry.
The camp will be here, and then the diggers will be here.
Yep. We're also going to. Sunwoo's redistributed torches. And I think what we're going to do is try to make the torches really smoky as well. So the people that are going in to dig will also have a bit of smoke help.
Okay.
Keep the bugs at bay.
Perfect.
So corn and crab, huh?
And coconut.
That's good. That's good eating.
Corn, crab, and coconut. You find some chili peppers, and you're basically in Louisiana.
This is good eating.
For sure. So we've got campfire. We'll find a token for those. A couple of big ass bonfires. Our boats and barrels and things. Our ghoul barrel, surprise. And then we can have guys basically tending to the fires. The injured guys will just be near Jin for the next time we need to channel. We got some guys cooking up the crab, Gitano, just being lazy.
Okay, so there's an extensive network of tunnels and things within this field. It will take effectively 4 labor hours per square, and there are 6 squares here to search thoroughly. You're going through the whole thing or no?
Yeah, I think here's where we're gonna camp.
Okay. All right.
Black Dog's he's convinced that the villagers. He wants to know who was here.
Okay.
These things ate people. Like they definitely have treasure.
Yes. They have. All right. So you find various bodies scattered throughout the fields in different locations. Give me a perception check for the party, like the party of searchers. They can aid all to make like one big check since you're doing that. You're not trying to do this quickly. You're doing it thoroughly.
Okay. Ganzorig will take the lead. You said this was considered plains?
Yeah, the fieldy area is considered like that little gap between the mountain and the sea is considered plains. Between the sea and the beach and the mountain.
9, 10, 11, 12. Chum Chum aiding is plus 16. Crimlear
And auto aids.
plus 18. Black Dog is plus 20. Sunwoo would be plus 22. So Ganzorig, with the aid of all of his buddies, just taking 10s, we get a 46.
Okay, so no problem. You're able to search this space. There is a variety of different bodies scattered throughout this field. There's a couple, 2 dozen of them, 3 dozen of them scattered throughout.
All right, I think we're digging a hole just outside
There's
the.
clothing.
Yep, you're digging a hole. You're making a proper grave. You're doing some form of burial rites.
Yep.
They have obviously different styles of clothing, and some of them look like they've been here for years, while others look like they've been here for a much shorter. As in, they've definitely been consumed. What you find on the bodies,
Detect magic, our perceptions, that sort of thing. Yeah.
So there are 4 potions that are found. They are on a metal hooked leather belt that is radiating magic.
Okay.
There's a very extravagant looking golden belt buckle on a separate individual. There is a rusted dagger in disrepair that is inlaid with pearls. With some work, it could be rather valuable. So just if you turn and sell it, if you don't do anything with the blade and you just go to sell it, it's worth 75 gold pieces. If you put in a craft repair or some magic to bring it back to its previous glory, you're looking at 1,000 gold piece dagger.
I think Sunwoo just will burn
Sell it as
make hole right now and turn it into something nice.
Okay, you have a beautiful pearl encrusted dagger.
Ooh, look at this! Look at this! He's showing Molgromere the awful dagger. Then he casts the spell.
Aha! The monkey pays for himself.
I don't see any monkey here. Why would you call yourself a monkey? That's so disrespectful.
Oh, I never win.
He chucks the dagger at Molgromere's feet.
Good job,
his arms.
Good job, monkey. I feel that's on brand for Molgromere. You find a woman's purse, as well as a gown in disrepair. It is somewhat out of place. It does not look like a seafarer's type clothing. Again, As it is, it's worth nothing. If you were to try to repair it, it would be 100 gold piece noblewoman's gowns. The purse contains 450 gold pieces worth of obsidian jewelry.
Weird.
That's cool.
There are additionally, Ahmed, could you give me a D100?
Yep.
82. Okay. All right. I need a. Ooh. Another D100.
Yep. 64.
Okay. Wielder, Trason. All right. Give me 1 second. Could you give me a D8, please?
3.
All right, and a D10.
1.
Okay. There is a magic bayonet. It has inscriptions on it that suggest it is from that it's probably at least 50 years old. It is definitely from an older type of rifle design.
Is it Imperial or Jade Kingdom or?
It's an Imperial.
Okay.
It is an Imperial bayonet, and the markings on it basically declare it as being part of one of part of the Emperor's a particular group of the Emperor's Marines. It is highly compared to everything else you have. It is highly magical.
Cool. How many hours does this take?
It takes with your group. It will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you had how many? And you all went together. 3 hours if you went quickly. You didn't really go quickly. It takes 6 hours basically till the end of the day. It's
okay.
Like the sun has set.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've scoured the entire field basically.
You've scoured the entire field. I need another set of percentiles, Ahmed.
Yeah, how many?
3.
Let's see, 40, 64, 73.
Okay. All right, and then 64. Okay, and then a 73. All right. There is a magical suit of medium armor that is also found within the cornfield. This one was a little bit harder to find. It was like in a little. It was being used as a nest for some ankheg eggs. I don't know if you're destroying the ankheg eggs or if you're eating the ankheg eggs or if you're.
Do we know if these
Use
things
them
have
as mounts.
value?
That is a good question. Well, technically, ankhegs can be. They can be domesticated.
Okay, someone's gonna try to identify what these things are.
Okay.
Knowledge Arcana, I'm guessing.
Yep.
31.
31. Yeah. So these are magical beasts known as ankhegs.
Ooh. And they squirt acid, don't they?
They burrow and squirt acid.
For the dead ones, can they be harvested for like
Spell components.
spell components or like boosts to acid spells or
You
something?